Hi guys, welcome back for another one. We're continuing here with Transport Fever 2, our Apex challenge. Every product to every city on a dry map. Hard difficulty, 1850 start, all that great stuff. We are playing on 1.4 speed, so we have to deal with more of the early game stuff a lot longer than what I normally like to do. You know, just get that Wild West feel. Now, a lot of viewers have trickled off just because of me having to let time run off in between episodes, at least the first two. Just to let my bank count get back up because, you know, it's hard difficulty and, you know, it's you can find routes to make quite a bit of money, but consistently trying to make them to make money, yeah, you have to be careful what you do. And like I said, it just takes a while to build a bank account. Anyways, loans are paid off, so I'll be able to take out some more loans if I need to, but let's go ahead and recap what we put in last episode. So we went ahead and put in this route where we are delivering grain here from the Ontario farm. Probably should rename that. I don't know. Going to the Indianapolis food plant. Now we do have a separate train line bringing food back down and being dropped off at this platform where it's being delivered to both Ontario and Yonkers. And I see Yonkers has this too full. But anyways, we're gonna deal with that real quick. So first things first, we want to take a look at what our total consumers are. So we have a total consuming rate of, should I do some quick math here, 61. So the question is do we have a rate of 61? And the answer is, right button, there we go. Train 61, no, we're at a rate of 50. So we definitely could put another train on. So let's go ahead and do that, manage vehicle, pop another train on. That will get us the rate that we need. Next thing to take a look at, are we have the right rate for the food that's coming in. So Yonkers, we need a rate of 35. We have a rate of food to Yonkers 10, not even close. So we're going to go ahead, manage the vehicle, and we're just going to select them all and duplicate. We'll still be short, but at least a little better than we did have, and we'll have to put more on later. Ontario, we have a rate of 28, and we are currently delivering 20 out of 5. Not bad. That's just gonna throw two more on. And you can tell distance matters, guys. Distance matters. Well, that's good. That will help offset all this stuff. Next thing is that we can produce 200. Most early game trains and most factories do 400, and early game stuff really has a trouble if you're trying to max out at the 400. But here I think we can easily reach closer to 200, and our current rate is we have 6 trains at 158, so I think we can comfortably put a 7th one on. Let's go ahead and do that. Manage vehicle, duplicate. There we go. One thing we should probably take a look at is we have a lot of trains on here. Do we have enough signals to make sure that they're spread out? Let's take a quick look at that. If there's anywhere we can add some in. Well, we look good. We have one section, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and reverse 26. Yes, that's okay. We definitely have enough sections. All right, so we should be good there. All right, so now while we let that do its thing this episode, and you know, we still have this fuel line we put in the first episode do its thing, we are going to start a new good. We're gonna start a new good this episode. So that new good is going to be construction material. It's right there. It just happened to land right there in my lap. And we're going to buy vehicle. We're going to bring stone over. And then we're going to deliver construction material up through the map to Memphis and Augusta. And that's actually going to also help us set up our very first passenger lines also. So yeah, it's going to be some good stuff. It's a really long route. And the reason why I can get away with trains on this one is because the average train going that distance is probably only have like a rate of like 20 or whatnot, somewhere around that number. We'll see what the official number is. And you can see they have a demand way greater than 20. So I'm going to be able to put down a truck station that's going to be able to take in all the goods once it gets dropped off, whatever that amount is, and we'll be able to disperse it and hit that rate before the next load comes up through. So that's how we're going to be able to get away with being able to do a train to just directly to those cities in the early game. If it was a much closer distance, I probably would not be able to get away with it. So we'll see. All right, so we're not going to do much with the roads here. We probably will just trim this out a little bit. We don't need this little extra piece here, so let's go ahead and delete it. Looks like something got replaced here. See a little road, straight, fine by me. Connective like that. All right, and we should easily be able to put down a truck station. So we put it like right there. And don't worry, we will do a fast forward build when it comes time to put that train in. It's all trains, I'm in the wrong menu. Truck station, we don't want left. We only need 10 at the early game. Now, so when we first start here, we can produce 400, but we only going to be able to do a 100 production here. So I'm only going to want to be able to put in enough vehicles to do 100. Once we get past, we get close to 200 after, if we get there. We'll see if we get there first. Let's not talk about future things unless they're actually going to happen. We don't know right now if they're going to happen. Let's see here. We have streets. All right, that works. I didn't necessarily have to put a street there. I mean, I could have deleted this because I don't really need all this fancy stuff. But we're going to do it anyway. Sorry, truck stop. We can just do a regular truck stop here. Drop it off. All right, and then return to Church. So now, all right, we're going to build a train that goes from here. And we're going to build it to, in this episode, we're just going to build it to Memphis. It's a pretty long build. And we got a lot to do. And plus, we don't have a ton of cash to do also do Augusta in this episode, but we also are going to eventually go to Augusta too. But in this episode, we're just going to build a train line to Memphis. So guys, enjoy the fast forward build. All right, that was the longest fast forward I have done yet. Anyways, we are everything's in, so let me just explain some things that happened. So one, I did activate the just one vehicle doing the Memphis route, delivering construction material from here to here. That way the line's just established. We have a rate of 40, which is going to be fantastic to try to hit on early years, but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, I just wanted to get that established. So when I put the train in, it will go. During the build, I ran out of money, had to put it on 3 times speed. Next thing I knew, I had like 3 million in the bank. It's like, oh, slow it down again. So yeah, maybe we'll quickly be able to make money if I'm running at the fastest speed, but not quickly making money if I'm just doing it 1 time speed. I put a lack of signals in, just so, because I'm not expecting a lot of trains on this route, at least to start. So I don't need to go overboard because I do pay maintenance on all signals. I went ahead and set this up for passengers, which I already know that's going to be my next expansion after I'm done doing construction material, is starting to do some passenger stuff. So I prepped this for passengers, and then added the cargo platform here, with it just being able to use this line and then come off when needed. Well, you know, when it calls for it, I guess. I think that's it for here. Let's go down. Wasn't a big fan of tunneling here. But I try to look at all my options. I didn't see a path for me to actually get over. And I could have tried to escape this valley. I don't know. I just couldn't find a path. And we can't really afford to go too far uphill. I did toy around with the idea of just like removing the tunnel and just having the big landscape, but I just don't. Yeah, I didn't like that either. So I went with the tunnel. The first mod being put into place here, these tunnel designs. This is a mod, so it's the very first time like a mod's coming into play. It doesn't look too bad. You can actually see straight through the tunnel. A little art clipping there, but you know, otherwise it looks like a pretty good asset. It's definitely better than the generic tunnels that the game comes with. You look from this side. Yeah, I can dig that. All right. Continuing on here. So the idea was I wanted to have this line actually run like kind of like meet up and run parallel to this, and then I did the idea and then I realized, oh, they're not going to be connected very long because I need to branch off because I don't want to like have a sharp turn here. Yeah, so that was a short-lived thing I had, but at least they only cross once here. And there is no, I thought there were vehicles going to cross here. There are none, so okay, no need to hash that out. going in, I always try to find a station where I think it's mostly going to be flat to the line, so we don't have any clipping, which looks like we did a pretty good job here because I'm not seeing any clipping, so good. They say even if there's clipping, everything will still run like as normal as it should, but you know, just I like things that look good to the eye. And then when I first put the station down, I did not pay attention to my filters. I built it too big, so I had to trim it back, but there's definitely plenty of room for expansion here and when needed. I don't expect this extraction plant to keep feeding these cities far out. I expect it to start feeding the cities closer nearby in the future, but for now it's fine to get it started. And we did expand this once. Our rate is definitely terrible. Switches to what I can see online. We're starting to get too much going on here, so I'm going to start filtering. We have a rate of 27. We need to get this rate up at least to 40 to feed the city we're going to be sending to, and it's quickly going to demand more as soon as we start delivering, so we definitely need to get above that. So I'm just going to actually duplicate these for right now. It's only 8. All right, so that will give us the rate that we need. So the next thing to do is to put a train on this line. We did make the line, so let's go ahead and get a train on it to see where we're at. Oh, we did unlock the general. All right, the Russians faster and cost more, but we are our cargo wagons are only at the rate of 50 kilometers an hour, so it's an extra 5 we can't do much with. The traction effort is better with the general, and there is up and hill down. If I didn't make like a point A to point B connection, then where it's just like either flat or a slight incline decline, when I build in sections, there's a chance we could be going uphill, downhill, and the tractive effort will definitely help get us to the correct speed and maintain speed. So I'm definitely going to go with the general. I might actually between camera, I might go back to some of my older vehicle builds and put the general in. Yeah, sometimes I just playing this with everything. I feel like I should probably just did all American vehicles, because I'm not saying they're the best, but I'm definitely implying it. All right, so we need to build, or we need to deliver construction material. That's a state car, I believe it is. Which one's my best option? I got 2x7, 12 years. I'll take the 12-year one. All right, so all right, we're still within there. We're at mediocre. All right, that's pretty much my platform, so I'm gonna have to go there. Not bad, 26. I may be overdoing it, but let's just go ahead. We're gonna pay for this and put this on construction material to Memphis. And out of curiosity, the rate's 23, so we need to put like 2 of these on for Memphis, which is what I told you guys why a train will work here in the early games, because of it's not because like what it demands, it's because of the distance the train has to cover. So that's not bad. They'll come in. All right, so I'm carrying a total of 56, so we need to make sure our depot can accept 56 at a time. So let's take a look at you. Configure. I know you can't do 50. I think you can only do like 20. So terminal, yeah, 20. So if I do 3, so I'm going to do one more, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to do configure. That will be 20. And if I do a small building, I'm just going to go ahead and do a large building. That will be probably more than enough. And that should get us our capacity. I probably didn't have to do the extra thing, but we had definitely enough capacity to store all the extraction material when it comes in, which is what we want. Not worried about putting extra vehicles on this line yet until this train delivers. And there is no construction material coming in, so fantastic. It's going to run empty. Let's just stop it until there is construction material. Where are you guys at? Why are you all a bunch of... I know I just released 8 at a time, but I didn't realize you guys were that badly spread out. All right, so let's put on 3 times speed. I do want to wrap this episode up, but I do want to see some construction material going on to this train for you guys before we wrap up this episode. So what I'm going to do off camera, because once again, we are making money, and I'm getting closer and closer where I don't have to really let the clock tick off in between episodes. But I am going to focus on this line, improving it. I may go back and put the general on some other lines, because the idea of the next episode is I would like to expand construction material to Augusta, which is also going to help set up our first passenger line between Augusta and Memphis. Just FYI. You know, and then we're going to be off to the races. Like once you get a good foundation going in this game, you can definitely almost build to your heart's content. You still got to stay profitable, but you definitely can just keep going. The toughest thing about this game is just like the slow grind in the beginning. Like, are you happy putting a line in, letting the game play on 3 times speed and go do something for like 25 minutes, you know? All right, construction material is in. There we go. The first train won't do much, but I don't really want it to be a full load first train, because I want to be able to get the line established and then put the vehicles on. I don't want them to be overwhelmed right at the start. So 3 on, it's going to do its job, which is fantastic, guys. So that's going to wrap up this episode. Like I said, I'm going to work on those things off camera, and when we come back, we're going to look for the expansion. So guys, before you go, if you enjoyed this series, thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to leave me a comment. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.